Outside the wall. One day, a beautiful princess was sitting in a beautiful garden, surrounded by a thick, safe wall. The princess loved her garden very much. She loved the tall, colorful flowers, which, when she walked past them, would dance and wave. She loved the garden's beautiful snaking paths, which twisted and turned happily and safely among the garden's lawns and flower beds. The princess loved the many trees which grew in her garden, each one fine, strong, and trustworthy. And she loved the fountain, which bubbled handsomely at the very center of her garden, its cool tongues of water flicking happily and lazily at the peaceful air. One fine day, the beautiful princess was in her garden. She had been strolling cheerfully and contentedly along the garden's paths. She had admired her tall, colorful flowers, the fine, strong trees. And now she was seated on her favorite painted bench, her lovely hair brushed behind her ears, listening to the cool, musical whisperings of her handsome fountain. Suddenly, she heard a voice. "Dear princess," it said, "do not be afraid." The beautiful princess sat up, alarmed. "Who are you?" she said. "What are you?" "Who I am and what I am, you will learn one day," replied the voice, "because one day you will know me." The princess was still alarmed. "Where are you?" she said. "Why can I not see you?" The voice replied, "You ask many questions, beautiful princess. I am pleased. Asking questions is good because it means you want to learn." Still the princess was alarmed, but less so. The voice was kind and caring, and it seemed to know her. It was true that she wanted to learn. She said, "Strange voice, I do not know who or what you are, and I do not know where you are from. But please tell me, why are you here? Why are you speaking with me?" The voice answered, quietly and confidently. It was, the princess thought, a voice which smiled as it spoke. "I can answer some of your questions, but not all. I can tell you that I am speaking with you because you want me to." "What do you mean?" said the princess. "How can you know what I want?" "Because if you did not want me to speak, you would not listen, and you would not hear me." The princess thought for a while. Again the voice had spoken the truth. It was her choice to listen, and she knew she was free to stop listening if she wished. The voice was speaking again. "Beautiful princess," it said, "it seems to me that you love your garden." "I do." "You love the paths and the flowers, and you love the trees and the fountain." "You are right," said the princess. "I love all my garden. Tell me, why do you love the flowers?" The princess paused before answering. Still the voice was kind and caring, but suddenly it was different. Then she knew why. She had for the first time been asked a question. She smiled inwardly and secretively. She felt a shiver of excitement. She liked to be asked. "I love my flowers," she replied finally, "because they are tall and colorful, and when I walk past them, they dance and wave." Again the voice smiled. "Outside the wall of your garden, there are also tall and colorful flowers." The princess frowned. "Outside the wall? Have you not seen the wall which surrounds your garden?" The princess frowned more deeply. I have seen the wall," she said slowly. "It is thick and safe." "Outside the wall, there are also tall and beautiful flowers," repeated the voice. Still the princess frowned. Then she looked at her flowers. The flowers outside the wall are also beautiful. Are they the same flowers as these? She asked. No flower can be the same, said the voice. But yes, they are beautiful. The beautiful princess was troubled by what the voice said, but only a little. Again she felt a shiver of excitement. The voice spoke again. I saw you earlier, walking along the paths in your garden. Do you love the paths? I love all my garden. Tell me, princess, why do you love the paths? Because they are beautiful snaking paths, and they twist and turn happily and safely. Again the voice smiled. Outside the wall of the garden there are also paths. Again a frown played across the face of the beautiful princess, but only for a second. It passed like a light breeze. Are they the same paths? She asked. No path can be the same, said the voice. But the paths outside the wall of the garden are beautiful, and they snake and twist and turn happily and safely. The princess thought again. What the voice said was new. Outside the wall of the garden were beautiful flowers and paths. Tell me, said the voice, do you love the trees in your garden? Of course I do, answered the princess. Why? Said the voice. Because they are fine and strong and trustworthy. Outside the wall of the garden there are also many trees, said the voice, and each one is fine and strong and trustworthy. But they are not the same trees, said the princess. That is right, said the voice. No tree can be the same. The beautiful princess sat on her favorite painted bench. She stared at the water bubbling from her handsome fountain. A strange look passed over her face. It wasn't a smile, and it wasn't a frown. I love my fountain, she said finally. Of course you do, said the voice. The fountain is very handsome. It has cool tongues of water which flick happily and lazily at the peaceful air. And is there a fountain outside the wall? Yes, said the voice. And it is also handsome? Yes. But it's not the same. Princess, no fountain can be the same. In the beautiful garden, the tall, colourful flowers danced and waved. The garden's beautiful snaking paths twisted and turned happily and safely among the lawns and flower beds. The many trees were fine, strong, and trustworthy. And the fountain, bubbling at the very centre of the garden, its cool tongues of water flicking happily and lazily at the peaceful air, was handsome. But nothing can be the same. Strange voice, said the beautiful princess. Today I have learned many things. Please, before you leave, can I ask you some questions? You may. The princess took a deep breath. Outside the wall of the garden, is there perhaps a princess? Yes, said the voice. And is she beautiful? I hope so. The princess took another deeper breath. But she is not the same? The voice, when it answered, was more kind and caring than ever before. That is true, it said. The princess looked across her garden, at the flowers, the paths, the many trees, and the fountain. I love the garden, she said, then paused. I may wish to speak with you again. Is that possible? Nothing is impossible. The princess smiled. She was happy. To speak with you again. Where can I find you? The kind and caring voice replied, I am outside the wall.